Have you ever noticed how second guessing causes you to lose your masculine stack and causes other people to second guess you in return? In this video I want to show you how this happens, what it looks like, and offer you a quick fix to try and stop the rot, stop the second guessing in fact. Let's start with fundamentals, shall we? Trust is your very foundation, your very base. And underpinning that very foundation is the trust that you hold for yourself. Now the problem is, every time you second guess a decision, or you waver, or you show indecisiveness, not only are you causing other people to see you as less than solid, but you're also chipping away at your own confidence and your own sense of self-trust, essentially your own sense of self-worth. So what we need to do really is to recalibrate the relationship between the noise in your mind and the signal in your mind. And the noise in your mind will amplify as it goes out to the world, and so will the signal. The noise in your mind is stuff like seeking validation, second guessing, overthinking, taking twice as long as necessary to get anything done, not knowing where your boundaries are, not knowing where to draw lines. What's going to happen is that your emotions are going to be amped up. You're going to start to become a validation whore. You're going to become a nice guy, which is a wonderful thing to observe, but a terrible thing to be around. You're going to become hungry for other people's approval because you're going to outsource your own deficit of self-trust to other people, seeking them to fill a gap. Well, how can we stop this? How can we amplify the ratio of signal and reduce the amount of noise? Bearing in mind that the noise starts in here and then ends up coming from out there. First thing you need to do is you need to set boundaries around yourself and the kinds of behaviours and the kinds of decisions and the kinds of activities that you're going to engage in. There's an old samurai saying, which is essentially, if you find yourself hanging from a cliff and you're afraid of falling, the best thing to do is to simply let go. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? But what it's saying is, the act of taking a decision over which you have control is greater than the amplified, prolonged fear of dithering. So start to set boundaries around your behaviour. Start to draw a line under where you're going to be in charge of the decisions that you make. Start to turn down the noise, the second guessing, the erosion, the steady dripping and chipping against your base, and start to amp the signal in your life. Lose the noise, lose the overthinking, lose the second guessing, lose the simp mode, and stop being a validation hoe. What you have to do is you have to start to reject trends, reject every fashion and every new fad, every new shiny object, and focus on what matters to you. Do you know what matters to you? Have you asked yourself lately? If you haven't, I strongly suggest that you sit yourself down, draw out what your values are and what you want from your life. Because it might turn out that the things you're getting from your life aren't those things. So stop with the simp mode. Stop trying to please everybody. Stop trying to overcompensate, overchase. Stop trying to be overly nice, because essentially nobody cares. I would go so far as to suggest that the vast majority of the world get a perverse pleasure out of watching you digging your own grave. What are we going to do? How are we going to fix this little dilemma we find ourselves in if we are falling prey to the second guess malaise? Well, what we need to do is we need to fabricate a trust loop of our own. And the first stage of fabricating a trust loop is to learn the skill of decisiveness. The good news is that many of these things that I'm promoting to you can be habit forming if you attempt them, set your heart on them, and follow through with them. So start to draw lines in your life and start to make decisions and follow through on those decisions. Once you make a solid, reputable decision, what is going to emerge from that is action. So decisiveness amplifies action. And of course, action amplifies results and outputs. So now you've got something going on. Now you've got a reduced noise and increased and amplified signal ratio going. Once you've had decisiveness, action and results, you're going to now engage in more consistency. Seeing the results of your actions and your decisions is going to amplify your desire to be consistent. You're going to evolve and grow the skill as you go. And the consequence of that, of course, is that you're going to learn to trust yourself better. And now we're back to basics. The origin of the problem of second guessing was a lack of trust in yourself. But if you can set up, install your own trust loop by making decisions which amplify action, which amplify results, which amplify consistency, which amplifies trust, you're going to start a feedback loop which is going to escalate, amplify and grow your signal ratio and reduce and frankly make irrelevant the noise ratio. You're going to spend less time trying to please other people who don't give a toss, and you're going to spend more time on your own projects, amplifying and feeding your own trust loop. And here's the perverse result of this. As a consequence of stopping the simping, and as a consequence of rejecting the nice guy syndrome and chasing validation, you're actually going to become more likable than you were before. Now, I hope this has been useful to you. As always, it's been useful to me. It's great to have an opportunity to formularize and put down these ideas in black and white and just extend and share these basic principles with people, complete strangers out there in YouTubeverse. I'll leave you with this final thought, if I may, and that is, whatever it is you dare to do or dare to dream, begin it now.